So, hi everyone, this is Spirit of the Dark and welcome to the review of Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, it's been a long time that I made a video due to some reasons. Basically, I'm taking a very long break from anything, from many things, but I definitely wanted to review this because Star Wars, let's say Star Wars was one of the things which I really liked as a universe, franchise, etc. So yeah, I watched The Rise of Skywalker, and basically, well, I would say that this is probably the best, okay, in quotes, best sequel trilogy movie that was made. However, it's far from a it's far from a good Star Wars movie still. It has interesting ideas, potential, but the main problem is the pacing of the movie. It's way too fast, and there is no time to develop the characters, the tension, and everything. Basically, I think it's called. Uh, I forgot its name in English. Whatever. Uh, when there is a build up, there is a tension, and there is conclusion. So basically, there's a nice word for it, but I forgot how it's called in English. Anyway, so I'm not going to talk about the movie in so many details, but I'm just going to focus on these things. I just say something like that. Yeah, I'm just going to briefly mention about the other nonsense. Yeah, I'm going to solely focus on Rey because I think that's something that J.J. Abrams should have um, cared about proper. I mean, the character of Rey, her struggle with the dark side, etc. Because that was interesting. Instead of he should not have brought in any new characters. Seriously, there is no point in bringing new characters in this movie. He should have just focused on Rey. Oh, by the way, spoilers, of course, in this review if you haven't watched it. I guess almost everyone has watched it already. So yeah, so J.J. Abrams shouldn't have brought in a new character. Just solely focus should have focused on Rey and yeah. So as it turns out from the movie, the Rey is a Palpatine, which I actually liked. So the idea of Rey being a Palpatine would have been cool. So much cooler if her struggle with the dark side was shown. So what I'm what I would like to point out is that Rey is actually a servant of the light, but inheriting the dark side. That would have created an interesting dynamic for her character because her relationship with the Skywalkers and her relationship with Palpatine should have been explored more. So in this case, it's Kylo and Palpatine. Yeah, so that's basically which well, I was waiting for more of this in the movie instead of like dealing with plot devices involving that Sith Wayfinder, that Sith Holocron thing, the dagger, and all of that stuff. All of that stuff was not needed. That star, so that's actually something I forgot to write down here. Instead of cutting to that scene should be have been at the end. So yeah, yeah, I'm going to talk about this as well because this is actually important. So yeah, so this is going to be my review here. So yeah, this is Dark Rey here, and probably this was my most favorite scene in the movie. Well, not just because that yeah, she's hot. That's that's another thing. Yes, that's also true. But basically, that's what I've been looking forward to in this fucking sequel trilogy. So Rey's dark side. So the problem is that she overcomes the dark side like it's not even a thing. This is basically my main problem with the movie. In short, She overcomes the dark side way too easily and there is zero tension compared to Return of the Jedi. I'm going to show the last bit of the Return of the Jedi as well. Okay. Yeah, so this is Dark Ray. I'm going to show this picture several times because, yeah, like a base picture, or not sure how to call it. Okay, so yeah, I've got the movie here with me. So I try to show as not so many scenes as possible because the video would be taken down anyway. But it's useless because these scenes are going to be uploaded anyway in like 3 or 4 months on YouTube. So that's why I don't understand the law things. So I understand it's copyright and all of that stuff, but the movie is going to be public and can anyway it's the internet. So okay, I'm going to try to show the YouTube has an automatic system which basically yeah, it's flawed anyway, but I'm going to try to show as least scenes as possible, but I would like to show some just to make my point clear. Okay, so the first point that I really would have joined more in this movie, so Palpatine's theme returns, and yes, Rey is actually the granddaughter of Palpatine. Now, oh yes, why Palpatine, cannot spell it, Palpatine, yeah, would have a descendant at all? This is a very good question. If he wants to kill his granddaughter, why would he want to have a descendant? That makes no sense. Yeah, so, okay. So let's begin. So the first point that I would like to talk about is Rey's dark side theme. Now, Palpatine's theme really returns, and this is one of the most memorable and best soundtracks from John Williams to me. However, also many of the other OT teams return. However, they could have at least John Williams could have put into this a little bit more work and try to remix it. Here's what I'm talking about. So if I'm going to link this video in my video because the guy Lucas King who made this orchestra version is genius. It's beautiful, etc. So just listen to this. This is what I would have wished for Rey to play. So not for Palpatine, but for Palpatine his original theme is good, but this is something that they should have used for Rey, definitely. Actually, it's not this part, but already you can hear that this is a remixed version. I'm going to turn it on a little bit. The beginning has almost nothing, but yeah, this is very. I think it starts at 1 minute and a half, 1 minute 30 seconds. The part which I wished it would have been in the movie. Sorry for that. I'm going to stop it here, so I'm going to link this video. Okay, that's going to be part of the movie I would definitely want to show. So imagine if this had played for Rey. It would have already made like an impact on the audience, because but this sounds really like a female version, like a lighter version of Palpatine's darker original theme. It would have suited Rey really well, really well. It could have been her dark side theme as well easily. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, but when actually Rey's dark side was shown in the movie, yeah, uh, this theme actually came to my mind, because it would have been nice to hear that while she's actually struggling with the dark side. You can actually hear Palpatine's original theme when she's shown to struggle with the dark side one time, and I'm going to show that scene in the movie. And it's a little bit of lighter version, but still doesn't have the same impact just as this soundtrack has by Lucas King. So yeah, I'm going to link this video again. Yeah, I wanted to use it because it's sometimes it can be heard. I think I heard it one time in another review when the Last Jedi was in one of the Last Jedi reviews. Not sure about it. I forgot that video. But yeah, this is actually a beautiful theme, and I wished John Williams had used something like this. Okay, so that's the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Okay, so the second part is Rey Force Lightning accidentally. Now this is something that I actually posted a comment about in one video, I think, which was like showing scenes of Rey's training with Luke. I don't know if J.J. Abrams actually read that comment of mine because in that video, because this is something which really happens. So the Force Lightning, yeah, I also missed Force Lightning in this movie and in the previous two movies as well, and this is something where they really messed up. I don't know. I think I should show some. I shouldn't forget about this. Yeah, this. I know this is a little bit of nitpicking thing, but going to show that here. Yeah, this is something that the sound of Force Lightning and the sound design in this movie really sucks. I don't know what the sound designer was thinking. Really, it really sucks. If you watch this movie, listen to the sound of the lightning. It's catastrophic. So I'm going to show Jedi Academy as well here, and maybe Return of the Jedi, the ending. How Force Lightning sounds there. I mean, maybe the battle between that's actually battle between Yoda and Sirius. Just you can see that these small things. I know these are nitpicks, and many people would call them nitpicks, but these things that actually make Star Wars, the small things in which you put passion into. So yeah, okay. So let's go back here to point number 2. So Rey Force Lightning accidental. Now here's the scene. Here's the movie. It's this. Okay, so this is the part of them I'm not going to show more. So yeah, going to go back to my hot Rey picture. Yes. So yeah, this scene, I don't know if J.J. Abrams took the idea from my comment or actually got it in his mind. Yes, but this is something I actually wanted to see. Yeah, an accidental Force Lightning, but the problem here is that she's shown to use Force Lightning in a way that in later she says she lost control. Now, Force Lightning is a dark side power, and you can hear that it sounds sucks. It sounds like a bomb. It's not sounding like lightning. So I'm going to show that video later what I'm talking about. So this is not how lightning sounds like in real life, or at least in the previous Star Wars movies either. Even Dooku's lightning against Yoda sounded really badass. So anyway, so the problem here is that she's not shown to be angry. She's shown to have tension. but she, I mean, Daisy Ridley is a great actress. All the actors, and Daisy Ridley is a great actress. She's hot, etc. Really, she has a very good design. Like her character design, not she, sorry, but her character design is actually great. She resembles a little bit of, like, actually not a little bit, a lot of Bastila, because also Bastila is going to have, or also has a yellow lightsaber, and Rey is going to have a yellow lightsaber again. So I think JJ took some inspiration from KOTOR as well. Knights of the Old Republic, KOTOR, yeah, Knights of the Old Republic. So she isn't shown to have like traits of the dark side. No, not so much anger or like fear. Okay, somewhere it is shown, but I expected I expected a little bit more, let's just say. Okay, so that's basically like anger. And this is also the first and last time she's shown to care about something, like the tension, which was really missing from Rey. So losing Chewie would have been like this is what I'm talking about. So there is no driving force for Rey to be lured for the dark side. The dark side doesn't tempt Rey because she has no driving force to it. But this is the movie suffers from this because Last Jedi and TFE didn't set this up. Yeah, that sucks. That's basically why this movie sucks in general. But still, I think this is the best movie in the sequel trilogy. So definitely, the sequel trilogy is a mess. But yeah, okay. So no tension in Rey to struggle against the dark side compared to Return of the Jedi. Now this is the problem for me here. So if I actually yeah, I'm not going to show this scene, so the final confrontation. I'm not going to show that because definitely that will be taken. I'm just going to show a piece of parts. Yeah, so no tension reign into struggle against the dark side compared to Return of the Jedi. I think I can show Return of the Jedi. Yeah, so it's here. So if you watch this scene,
Cannot hide forever, Luke.
this is what I was missing from the confrontation with Palpatine.
Give yourself to the dark side. It is the only way you can save your friend.
Sorry for cutting this. One thing that I also did not like. Yes, it's Force. Actually, I'm not going to put it here. Force Essence plan instead of turning Rey to the dark side. That also makes no sense to me. So, but going to go there soon.
Yes, your thoughts betray you. Your feelings for them are strong, especially for sister. So, you have a twin sister. Your feelings have now betrayed her too. Obi-Wan was wise to hide her from me. Now his failure is complete. If you will not turn to the dark side, then perhaps she will.
Hate has made you powerful. Now, fulfill your destiny and take your father's place at my side.
One thing comes to my mind when watching this scene. I'm going to talk about it later. Yeah, I think we know the rest. I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
Never. I'll never turn to the dark side. You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it, Jedi.
So two things actually came to my mind. First thing is, going to the 8.8. Here, before, so in the throne room scene, Palpatine wants Luke to strike him down, but I don't think that's because that his life essence would transfer to him. I think that's bullshit. But he would have protected himself, that's for sure, if he had sensed it. But yeah, here he actually wants to turn to the dark side. Like if he had killed his father, he would have turned to the dark side, because that's what the dark side is. And that's why I don't understand why Palpatine wants Rey to kill him, because that makes her not to be that doesn't make her turn to the dark side at all. So one place, or one scene in the movie when she's actually tempted is when you see her friends die, and that's actually resemblance to Return of the Jedi. However, there it's not set up properly. So in Rise of Skywalker, it's not set up properly at all. That's basically the problem. So another example of what I would have liked to see. This is another one in Jedi Academy.
Rosh!
Another example of this.
You don't look like much of a captive, Rosh. Did you dream this up, or was it Tavion's idea?
No, Jaden, wait! I was wrong.
Listen to the music here
Please.
as well.
Take me back to the academy. I need help.
The Jedi spirit should be used in
Jaden,
Rise of
stay
Skywalker
back.
as well.
Please don't hurt me.
You tried to kill me, and now you've lured me into a trap.
Jaden, I was scared. You have to believe me. We're friends, remember? Let's get out of here before Alora comes back.
This is also a good example. What's to struggle against the dark side?
How do I know you won't betray me again? You're always trying to beat me. How do I know this isn't just another trick?
Jaden, don't do it.
Finish him, Jedi.
You can feel the tension
Wait!
here.
Listen to what you're saying. You're angry. Don't give in to it. That leads to the dark side, right? Ugh.
He only fell to the dark side because he was scared, afraid of dying. Put away your saber.
Ugh.
Strike him down. Give in to your anger.
Jaden, you're better than that. Don't give in to your anger. Rosh is telling the truth.
Yes, she turns to the dark side.
Jaden, no!
In this choice.
Let go of your anger.
Why should I? You yourself said how powerful the dark side was.
I was wrong.
No, you were weak.
Jaden, no! Ah!
Well done, Jedi. You have become one of us. Now, join us. With Marka Ragnos as our master, we will defeat the Jedi and rule the galaxy.
Join you? Why should I trade one master for another? The scepter of Ragnos is too powerful to be left in the hands of someone as weak as Tavion. If anything, it should belong to me.
Oh, you think so?
You, on the other hand, are no use to me. I should have killed you on Hoth.
You won't get a second chance. Tavion has taught me much since then.
Listen to that force lightning, yes. So it's basically, I'm going to show that part in a moment. So yeah, so this is something that Rey should have acted like. So if the voice, whoever, I forgot who did the voice acting here for this game. You can look it up, but that was genius. So that shows that you turn to the dark side. Even if it's an animation, you could see that that the main character here is Jaden. This is EU stuff, by the way, Legends. She struggled against the dark side, so and she failed to resist it. So yeah, so this is something that Rey should have been shown more. Well, almost nothing was shown, but I try to go to the one of the scenes of the movie now, where I'm going to jump back between back and forth. Okay, let's try to find that part. I think it's going to be hard to find it. I think it's, yes, it's this one.
Rey, tell him we found us.
Sorry for that.
And my father.
Sorry.
All that matters is the Wayfinder. Finding Exegol.
That's what we're doing.
I think this Rick could have acted like in Jedi Academy.
He killed my mother.
This was my second best scene in the movie.
And my father.
And you can listen to the Palpatine's theme, yes?
Going to find Palpatine. And destroy him.
Rey, that doesn't sound like you. Rey, I know you.
Yes, so this is what would have made Daisy Ridley's character way more likable. So because she's vulnerable to something finally. So yeah, so more of this should have been shown. So this was my second most favorite scene in the movie. The third one was the final confrontation. Yes, the first one was the Force lightning thing, because that actually shows that Rey is having the dark side. Yeah, so this is point number 3. I think I made my point clear. So we really I really missed this from Rey. Another thing which really sucks in this movie is that if there is tension which would be developed, it's always like cut by something else. So if you check Return of the Jedi, the throne room scene, you have like 5 minutes. The movie spends like 5 minutes before to set that up, even on the final fight before the space battle, the Battle of Endor begins. This is something which really messes up the Rise of Skywalker as well. So that's why let's say if there hadn't been even a space battle, I think that would have made more sense in Jedi Academy. So if we go back to Jedi Academy, there is no space battle at all. So I think J.J. Abrams should have just focused on the Rey Palpatine confrontation and provided enough time for the tension to develop. Even if the rest of the movie sucks, let's say, he could have finished, like he could have put way much work into the end. So the final confrontation in the end and Rey's development, the rest didn't really matter actually. So even Finn and Poe could have been ignored, I think. But Rey is the main character, and she should have got the development at least in this movie, even if the rest of the characters don't get it. Okay, so the final confrontation. I'm going to go back. Actually, let's see. I'm going to move it here. So sorry for that. Yeah, Rey dark side scene more. Instead of cutting to Kylo, yes, that scene should have. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about that. So if I go back, to Rey's dark side, which is sorry for that. I have to find it because that scene. This scene was also nice. So this was one of those scenes when Rey is shown to be vulnerable, and this was a good setup, but nothing indicates, like in Jedi Academy, when Rush says giving into your anger leads to the dark side. It's also set up in the Return of the Jedi that giving into your anger, leads to the dark side. But here, it's not set up that this leads to the dark side. This is why we are confused as an audience. So Rey doesn't know what the dark side is actually. Yeah. So even Luke was missing that point that Yoda was giving to Luke in Return of the Jedi. That fear, anger. And I think one of those, there was one more emotion which are pathway to the dark side. Okay, so yeah, I also like this scene, but the problem is she's not lured to the dark side at all. Like it's not implied. Okay, let's go. Yeah, it's coming here. Yeah, this was my fourth favorite scene again. It's this, yes. Not this, sorry. Yeah, and basically that's my problem here. This scene right here should have been continued instead of having Kylo here. This Wayfinder looks like a Sith Holocron. Should have given some Sith visions instead to Rey, the past Sith. That would have been cool as well.
Don't be afraid of who you are.
And why she tries to fight? But that's another thing. And this also made no sense. Okay, so that's basically, there are a couple of problems here. First, she shouldn't have fought with her so long, but instead she should have talked to her more, just like Yoda had. The dark side of Yoda was shown to have done in the Clone Wars series. Yes, I watched that scene and it's really good. I expected something like this here more. The second thing, the jump scare was indeed unnecessary. And the third thing is that the Kylo and Rey battle scene shouldn't have been done here. Should not have been done here or carried out here. That should have been that should have happened at the end. So Leia, Kylo turning and Leia death. Yes, that's. But it is very good and it's really emotional. And rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. Really, this scene should have been done at the end, just to like all of the tension should have been like unleashed. That's the best word. Unleashed at the end of the movie. Kylo fighting Rey here in the middle of the scene, I don't think that was a great idea. And also Kylo turning at this point was not a great idea. It would have been greater to see it at the end. I know it's like a copy of Return of the Jedi, but it should have. I think J.J. Abrams should have done that instead still. Okay, so this is the fourth point that I'm making here. Yes. Force powers drain and healing. While draining is a good idea because that's a new Legends power, and I think I had no problem with this power. Healing, however, I had a problem with healing. Healing is a light side power, so drain is a dark side power, and healing is a light side power. Why would that kill you? That's basically the question. Why would healing? I think that makes no sense. It should have been something else. Instead of like force healing kills you, that makes no sense. Draining is good, so the draining part was actually a good idea. So nothing wrong with that. Okay, why Palpatine would have descended at all? Force Ascent's plan instead of turning Rey to the dark side, another thing which makes no sense, and the movie had no time to tell that story. So yeah, that's if he knows that his descendant could be a threat to him, why would he have a descendant? So instead of hating and trying to kill her, he should have tried to actually maybe wouldn't. Okay, even love her. Yes, I know that's kind of really Not right for Darth Sidious, but imagine if actually he was the father, he had been the father figure to Rey. Now that would have created an interesting dynamic. Like that's what this sequel trilogy misses. That why Rey should have been the one to be torn between the dark side and light side as well. While she's lured to the dark side slowly, Kylo is brought to the light side slowly, and slowly. It would have been also nice to see her turning to the dark side temporarily, and it's Ben who convinces her to join back. And actually dying at the end. I would have imagined something like this, but Rey should have had more screen time with Palpatine. So that's Palpatine is really weak in this movie as well. He is defeated way too easily. Yes, so that's, and this is why I think this movie ruins his character, because he's defeated way too easily. So he's not supposed to be that weak. Okay, so instead of that Force Essence bullshit, he should have turned Rey to the dark side. The problem is that she has nothing, like, no reasons to turn to the dark side, and that's my problem here. Sound of Force lightning is bad, but a bit. Okay, I'm going to show that. So let's go. Okay, I think I had to search for it. I didn't plan to do that, but yeah. So I'm going to go Force lightning sound effect. You can listen to the one Return of the Jedi. That's also great. Sidious versus Yoda. Yes. Let's go there just to find out how it looks like or sounds like. Listen to this. By the way, there's also a remixed version of Duel of the Fates out there, but that was also missing. A really cool battle soundtrack was missing between Kylo and Rey. They could have used the remixed version of Duel of the Fates. I will also link that. That's also a really great soundtrack made by someone from the fandom. The fandom creates so much cool stuff. They could have even used that. I know it's copyright and everything, but why not use that? Also, look at Palpatine. He's laughing at everything. I missed this also from Palpatine in Rise of Skywalker. You feel the tension here, even the prequels. The music adds it as well. I was really glad that George Lucas decided to use Duel of the Fates here. This is one of this scene, I mean this battle between Yoda and Sidious, is one of the greatest things in Star Wars. And listen to this Force lightning sound. This is what I was missing in this movie. Take a look at that. It sounds badass. Okay, so you also, why Palpatine cannot knock out the lightsaber of Rey with his lightning? Another question here. Why cannot he do that? And why doesn't he stop lightning? Why doesn't... I would say that even if he had a lightsaber to fight with Rey, that would have been cool to see. I know that he is old, etc. It would have been nice to see Palpatine's real face instead of his burned face from Mace Windu. Yeah, that would have been nice to see as well, like his real face, and use his two lightsabers against her, just as he did in I think in the Clone Wars, yes, versus Savage Opress and Darth Maul. It would have been. I know it's a little bit like far-fetched, but that's what we wanted to see, like a badassery from Palpatine. And that's okay if Rey defeats him, but that shouldn't be that easy. Okay, so Sound of Force Lightning, you can hear that it's badass here, and in the movie at the end it sucks. Okay, Yeah, so final confrontation is two Palpatine is defeated too easily. I already made those points. Knock out lightsaber. Oh, that's the really I didn't understand with lightning, and stop lightning if it is deflected. That makes no sense to continue using lightning in that case. You could have used another force power. For example, you could have used grape force pull push. Well, let's see what kind of dark force powers are there. Continue using draining. Why doesn't he continue using draining? And we could have seen like Rey using force lightning and telekinesis as well. I know it's a little bit yeah, she could have used the same powers just as Sirius, because now it's explained that she's a granddaughter of Palpatine, and I'm totally fine um, with the fact that even just a Palpatine can defeat a Palpatine, or a light side Palpatine can defeat a dark side Palpatine, and she acknowledges that. Yeah, so that also sucks. I think that her parents were not dark side. It would have been way much better to see her parents being dark side users, kind of like the Inquisitors in Star Wars Rebels. Yeah, just my ideas come like Rey's character is not interesting, and these things would have made her character way more interesting. Okay, so that's another thing. Okay, what else did I want to show? Yeah, other nonsense. Yeah, the other nonsense, for example, like why the Star Destroyers can't use their shield in the planet's atmosphere, why Force Ghosts can interact with the physical world, why Luke didn't use his X-Wing, if it's working after all. Yeah, so these things make no sense. So it's, yeah, why do the Star Destroyers need gravitational tower to move out and coordinates, etc.? That makes no sense. Another thing which makes no sense is how Palpatine returned and how could he build this Sith fleet? Right? Yeah. So why does he say I'm all the Sith? And why would he think that Rey would kill him? It makes no reason for her to kill Palpatine. She doesn't even know who the Sith is. It would have been nice for her to not just to get the Jedi books, but the Sith books. Like, what if if she had stumbled upon the Sith books, like an ancient ancient Sith code, like my chains are broken is the last line. It would have been nice to see. This is how I imagine this movie to be in terms of Rey and the lore. Hopefully, I got my point clear in this case. Okay, and I think I covered this as well. So, yeah. What else can I show? Yeah, at the end, yes, she's wearing Luke's and Leia's lightsabers. That makes no sense because Leia was not actually uh, um, uh, um, you know, born there. And why would she burn? Not burn, sorry, but how to say, or dig in, or bury, sorry, not burn, bury. Why would she bury Luke's and Leia's lightsaber? Yeah, she should have constructed her lightsaber, her own lightsaber, and used that in this movie. That yellow lightsaber was basically the thing she should have used versus Sidious. That's as a staff. Yeah, it's okay that, and it's actually Ben who should have used Leia's and Luke's lightsaber, in my opinion. But yeah, okay, that's another thing. And yeah, it's okay for Ben. Yeah, it would have been also nice to. I think it would have been nice to copy Return of the Jedi in this case as well. At least Ben to have a proper um, um, funeral scene, and when she actually buries Ben, just like in Return of the Jedi, I think it would be much better to copy it. He becomes one with the Force. Yeah, and Luke and Leia could have talked to her still, and yeah. Rey Skywalker. Yeah. I think it would have been this. Okay, I wasn't like fully clear. I wasn't fully clear here, but something like this should have been made instead of what we got. But still, this movie I think is the best in the sequel trilogy, and more or less it ended the Skywalker saga, but at the same time destroyed a lot of Star Wars. Yeah, I agree with that. So with its own sense. Okay, I think that's my review here. I'm just thinking if I forgot anything else. I don't think I did. The Exegol was great. So all of that visual and sound design. Okay, that was great. Exegol was great. Yeah. And but the final confrontation was a disappointment to me. Yeah, I think that's all. I wouldn't add anything else. It would be sad to see, sad not to see more from Rey, like from Rey, because her character should have been shown in the future Star Wars. It very depends if Days actually wants to continue with Star Wars, because it's broken. It's a little bit broken now. Yeah, it's not a little bit. It's really broken at this point. Yeah, we will see. Yeah, I'm going to close this one out here. Thank you for everyone for watching. You can comment if you want, if anyone watches this actually. You can make a comment if you disagree or agree. Maybe some people would disagree with what I said, but these are my thoughts about the movie. I think this would have been more Star Wars-ish. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching again, and bye.